Hello, everyone. Welcome back to English After Hours. I'm Tim.
And I'm Steph. You will not believe what happened to me at the coffee shop this morning. I was in line behind this woman who was on a phone call, and I heard her say, "Mother, I cannot wear that bright yellow dress to the wedding. I'm not a sunflower." The whole conversation was about how her mother had bought her this dress without asking about her style preferences.
Oh, no. Family fashion conflicts. Those can be tricky to navigate diplomatically.
Exactly. But then the conversation got really interesting. The daughter started explaining her personal style. She said she prefers neutral colors like black, gray, and navy because they're versatile and make her feel confident. She doesn't like drawing attention with bright colors.
That's actually a very thoughtful approach to understanding personal style preferences. Did she find a solution with her mother?
Yes, she suggested that maybe her teenage niece would love the yellow dress, since young people often enjoy experimenting with bold fashion choices. Then she offered to find something in her preferred color palette that would still be appropriate for the wedding.
What a diplomatic solution. It reminds me of something that happened to me last weekend. I was shopping for a new shirt, and the salesperson kept trying to convince me to buy these trendy patterned shirts that were very fashionable right now.
Were you tempted by the latest fashion trends?
Not really. I explained that I prefer classic, simple styles that don't go out of fashion quickly. I'd rather invest in quality pieces that I can wear for many years instead of following every new trend that appears in stores.
That's such a practical philosophy. It's interesting how clothing choices reflect so much about personality, lifestyle, and values.
Absolutely. The salesperson actually appreciated my perspective and helped me find well-made, timeless pieces that fit my budget and style preferences. It became a great conversation about quality versus quantity in fashion choices.
These kinds of experiences really show how fashion and personal style are much more than just following trends. They involve self-expression, practical considerations, cultural expectations, and personal confidence.
And for English learners, fashion and lifestyle vocabulary is incredibly useful. People discuss clothing, style, and appearance in casual conversations, professional settings, and social situations constantly.
Plus, fashion and lifestyle topics come up frequently in IELTS speaking tests. Being able to describe personal style, discuss fashion trends, and express opinions about appearance and lifestyle choices is really valuable for exam success.
Our fashion encounters this week perfectly demonstrate why understanding fashion and lifestyle language is both personally relevant and academically important.
I think we've illustrated exactly why understanding fashion and lifestyle language is essential for confident English communication.
Absolutely. Today we're exploring vocabulary that helps us express personal style and discuss one of the most universal aspects of daily life, how we choose to present ourselves to the world.
Before we dive into fashion vocabulary, please remember to subscribe to English After Hours, hit that notification bell, and give us a thumbs up.
And remember, we upload new English lessons every single day. Make sure you don't miss tomorrow's episode.
Today, we're covering essential vocabulary for talking about different types of clothing and accessories, describing fashion styles and trends, discussing shopping for clothes and personal appearance, and expressing opinions about style choices and lifestyle preferences.
That's right. Whether you're shopping for clothes, describing what people are wearing, discussing personal style preferences, talking about fashion trends, and expressing opinions about appearance and lifestyle choices, this vocabulary is essential for clear and confident communication.
You'll use this vocabulary when shopping for clothing, describing what people are wearing, discussing personal style preferences, talking about fashion trends, and expressing opinions about appearance and lifestyle choices.
Since Tim prefers classic, practical clothing styles, while I enjoy experimenting with different fashion trends and expressing creativity through clothing choices, we can explore different approaches to personal style and fashion.
Let's start by talking about how clothing choices reflect personal style and practical considerations.
Tim, your conversation with that salesperson sounds like you have a very clear understanding of your personal style. How would you describe your approach to clothing and fashion? I describe my style as practical and classic. I prefer clothing that's comfortable, well-made, and appropriate for multiple situations. I tend to choose neutral colors like navy, gray, white, and black because they're versatile and professional.
What influences your clothing choices most? Comfort, appearance, or practicality?
Comfort and practicality are probably most important to me. As a teacher, I need clothes that allow me to move around the classroom easily, look professional, but aren't so formal that they create distance between me and my students. I also prefer clothes that are easy to care for, machine washable, don't require special cleaning, and maintain their appearance after multiple wears and washes.
That sounds like a very sustainable and cost-effective approach to fashion. How do you decide when to buy new clothes?
I focus on replacing worn out items and filling gaps in my wardrobe rather than buying clothes impulsively. Before purchasing anything, I consider whether it matches what I already own and whether I'll realistically wear it regularly. Quality is more important than quantity. I'd rather have fewer pieces that last longer than many cheap items that need frequent replacement. What about you, Steph? How would you describe your relationship with fashion and personal style?
I view fashion as a form of creative expression and enjoy experimenting with different styles, colors, and accessories. Clothing is one way I express my personality and mood.
Do you follow fashion trends closely or do you create your own style?
I pay attention to fashion trends for inspiration, but I adapt them to fit my personal style and lifestyle. I might see a trend I like and find ways to incorporate elements of it into my existing wardrobe rather than completely changing my style. I also enjoy mixing different styles, combining classic pieces with trendier accessories, or pairing formal items with casual pieces to create interesting contrasts. Shopping is somewhat recreational for me. I enjoy browsing different stores, discovering new brands, and finding unique pieces that reflect my personality.
Now let's learn essential vocabulary for different types of clothing and accessories.
Basic clothing: shirt, blouse, t-shirt, sweater, jacket, coat, dress, skirt, pants, jeans, shorts, underwear.
Formal wear is suit, tie, dress shirt, blazer, formal dress, evening gown, dress shoes, high heels, business attire, and professional clothing.
Casual wear is casual clothes, jeans, sneakers, sandals, hoodie, sweatshirt; athletic wear, comfortable clothing; everyday clothes.
Let's practice describing different types of clothing and when they're appropriate. This vocabulary is essential for IELTS speaking tasks about daily life and personal preferences.
Can you describe what you typically wear for work and explain why you choose those clothes?
For work, I usually wear dress pants or khakis with a collared shirt, either a dress shirt or a polo shirt depending on the day's activities. I prefer comfortable shoes like loafers or casual dress shoes that allow me to stand and walk for long periods.
How do you adapt your work clothing for different seasons or weather conditions?
In winter, I add a sweater or cardigan over my shirt and I wear warmer shoes or boots. In summer, I choose lighter fabrics and short-sleeved shirts when the school's dress code allows. I also keep a blazer at school for more formal occasions like parent meetings or school presentations, but I don't wear it for regular classroom teaching.
What clothing do you choose for weekend activities or social events?
For weekends, I usually wear jeans or casual pants with t-shirts or casual button-down shirts. For social events, it depends on the occasion. Casual gatherings call for jeans and nice shirts, while dinner parties might require dress pants and a nicer shirt. I try to dress appropriately for the situation while staying within my comfort zone of classic, simple styles.
How do you decide what to wear for different occasions? I consider several factors: the weather, the formality of the event, what activities I'll be doing, and who I'll be spending time with. I also think about how different outfits make me feel: confident, comfortable, creative, or professional.
Do you have different clothing for different aspects of the lifestyle?
Yes, I have comfortable work from home clothes for writing days, more polished outfits for client meetings, casual clothes for weekend activities, and special pieces for social events or cultural activities. I also enjoy having accessories like scarves, jewelry, or bags that can transform the same basic outfit for different occasions or moods.
Accessories seem like an efficient way to add variety without buying completely new outfits. Now let's learn vocabulary for fashion styles, trends, and personal appearance.
Fashion styles: classic, trendy, casual, formal, bohemian, minimalist, vintage, modern, elegant, sporty, artistic, conservative.
Fashion trends: in style, out of style, fashionable, trendy, current fashion, latest trends, seasonal trends, fashion forward, timeless style.
Describing appearance: well-dressed, stylish, fashionable, put together, casual, formal, overdressed, underdressed, coordinated, mismatched.
Let's practice describing fashion styles and discussing fashion trends. This vocabulary is useful for IELTS speaking about preferences and cultural differences.
How would you describe current fashion trends, and do any of them appeal to you?
I noticed that sustainable fashion and minimalist styles are becoming more popular, which appeals to me because they align with my preference for quality over quantity and timeless rather than trendy pieces.
What fashion trends do you find less appealing or impractical?
I'm not drawn to very trendy items that will quickly go out of style or clothing that prioritizes appearance over comfort and functionality. Fast fashion trends that encourage frequent purchases don't match my approach to building a sustainable wardrobe. However, I respect that different people have different relationships with fashion, and what works for my lifestyle might not work for others. How do you think fashion trends reflect broader social and cultural changes?
Fashion often reflects social attitudes about work, gender roles, environmental consciousness, and economic conditions. For example, the rise of casual workplace attire reflects changing attitudes about formality and work-life balance.
Do you think fashion trends vary significantly between different cultures or countries?
Definitely. Climate, cultural values, economic factors, and social norms all influence fashion preferences. What's considered appropriate or stylish in one culture might be very different in another culture.
Travel and global communication have made fashion more international, but local preferences and practical considerations still create interesting regional variations.
Understanding cultural differences in fashion can be important for travelers and people working in international environments.
Now let's learn vocabulary for shopping, fashion choices, and clothing care.
Shopping vocabulary: shopping mall, department store, boutique, online shopping, fitting room, size, price tag, on sale, discount, return policy.
Fashion choices, color coordination, style preferences, budget considerations, quality versus price, brand names, personal taste, fashion sense, wardrobe planning.
Clothing care: washing instructions, dry cleaning, ironing, fabric care, clothing maintenance, storing clothes, organizing wardrobe, clothing longevity.
Let's practice discussing shopping experiences and fashion decisions. This vocabulary is practical for daily life and useful for IELTS speaking about shopping and lifestyle choices.
How do you typically approach shopping for clothes, and what factors influence your purchasing decisions?
I usually shop with specific needs in mind rather than browsing randomly. I make a list of items I need, like replacing worn out shirts or finding appropriate clothing for specific occasions.
What factors are most important when you're deciding whether to buy a particular item?
I consider fit, quality, price, and versatility. The item needs to fit well, be made from durable materials, fit within my budget, and coordinate with clothes I already own. I also think about cost per wear. I'm willing to spend more on items I'll use frequently than on clothes for special occasions. Do you prefer shopping in physical stores or online, and why?
I enjoy both, but for different reasons. Physical stores allow me to feel fabric quality, try on items for proper fit, and get immediate satisfaction. Online shopping offers better selection, price comparison, and convenience.
How do you handle the challenge of finding the right size when shopping online?
I've learned to read size charts carefully, check return policies before purchasing, and read customer reviews for information about fit and quality. I also stick to brands where I know my size consistently.
Taking care of clothes properly is also important for getting good value from fashion purchases.
Absolutely. Learning proper washing, storing, and maintenance techniques helps clothes last longer and look better, which makes both expensive and affordable purchases more cost-effective.
Now, let's learn how to express opinions and preferences about fashion and lifestyle choices.
Expressing preferences: I prefer, I like, I'm drawn to, I favor, I'm not fond of, I avoid, I'm comfortable with, I enjoy wearing.
Giving reasons because it's comfortable, because it suits my lifestyle, because it's practical, because it expresses my personality, because it's appropriate, because it's affordable.
Discussing style: it suits you, it doesn't match, it's very fashionable, It's not my style. It looks professional. It's too formal. It's very trendy.
Let's practice expressing opinions about fashion and discussing style preferences. This type of discussion is common in IELTS speaking tasks about preferences and lifestyle choices.
What advice would you give to someone who wants to develop their personal style but doesn't know where to start?
I'd suggest starting by identifying what makes you feel confident and comfortable, then building from there. Pay attention to which outfits make you feel good about yourself and try to understand what elements create that positive feeling.
How can someone balance following fashion trends with developing their own unique style?
Use trends as inspiration rather than strict rules. If you see a trend you like, think about how you could adapt it to fit your lifestyle, body type, and personal preferences, rather than copying it exactly. It's also helpful to invest in classic, versatile pieces first, then add trendier accessories or items that can update your look without requiring a complete wardrobe overhaul.
What role do you think fashion plays in self-confidence and self-expression?
Clothing can definitely affect how we feel about ourselves and how we present ourselves to the world. When we wear clothes that fit well and reflect our personality, it often increases confidence and comfort in social situations.
Do you think there's too much pressure in society to be fashionable or follow trends?
Social media and advertising can create unrealistic pressure to constantly update your wardrobe or follow every new trend. It's important to remember that personal style should serve your lifestyle and preferences rather than creating stress or financial strain. The most stylish people often develop their own consistent aesthetic rather than following every fashion trend that appears.
Fashion should enhance your life and self-expression rather than becoming a source of anxiety or competition.
Let's review everything we learned today. We covered different types of clothing and accessories, fashion styles and trends, shopping and fashion choices, clothing care and wardrobe planning, and expressing opinions about personal style and fashion preferences.
We learned essential vocabulary for describing clothing and appearance, discussing fashion trends, talking about shopping experiences, and expressing personal style preferences and lifestyle choices.
Remember, fashion and lifestyle vocabulary is incredibly valuable for IELTS speaking and writing tasks about personal preferences, cultural differences, shopping habits, and self-expression. Plus, it's essential for daily conversations about appearance and style.
This vocabulary connects with our previous lessons, too. Fashion affects shopping decisions, reflects cultural values, influences social interactions, and connects to personal identity and self-confidence.
Practice tip. This week, try to describe your personal style and clothing preferences using today's fashion vocabulary. Think about what influences your fashion choices and how you express your personality through clothing.
For IELTS preparation, practice answering fashion and lifestyle questions like describe your personal style or how important is fashion in your culture?
You can also practice giving fashion advice and expressing opinions about style choices using the preference vocabulary we learned today.
Before we finish today, we have your homework assignment.
Tell us about your personal style or fashion preferences in the comments. Use the vocabulary we learned today.
For example, you could write, I prefer classic, comfortable clothing in neutral colors. I choose quality pieces that are versatile and appropriate for both work and casual occasions.
Or you could say, I enjoy following fashion trends and experimenting with different styles. I like mixing formal and casual pieces to create unique outfits that express my personality.
Challenge. This week, analyze your wardrobe and describe your personal style using today's fashion vocabulary.
That's all for today's episode. Thank you so much for learning with us. Please subscribe to English After Hours, like this video, and share it with your friends who are learning English.
Remember, we upload new lessons every day, so make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so you don't miss tomorrow's episode.
Keep practicing, express your style, and we'll see you tomorrow for another essential English lesson.
Goodbye from English After Hours.
Bye, everyone.